I'm going to say something in the first 10 seconds that will annoy a few cruise lines, and after 30 years of sailing, I've made my peace with that. The newest ship is not the best ship. The biggest, most awarded, most advertised vessel afloat right now is, for a great many of us over 60, close to the worst choice you could make. And the line that quietly does the most for people our age barely spends $1 telling you so. So this is my honest ranking for 2026. The best lines for seniors and the ones I'd steer a friend away from, and I'm naming names. Let me be fair before I'm blunt. There is no evil cruise line here. Every one of these carries happy passengers every week, and a ship that's wrong for us is somebody else's dream vacation. What I'm ranking is one narrow thing, and it's the only thing this channel cares about. How well a line serves a cruiser who is 60 or 70 or beyond. That means the walking distances, the crowds, the noise, the chair you can actually get, whether there's a doctor aboard if your knee or your heart has other ideas at 2 in the morning. Judged on that and only that, the order changes completely from the glossy magazine lists. Stay with me and keep a pen handy, because I'll give you the best 3, an honest middle, and the ones to think twice about. And by the end, you'll know exactly which deck to book from for the way you travel now. Take a picture of the screen when I put it all together. And if you're new here, I'm Margaret, your cruise companion, and I make these for those of us sailing after 60 who want the clear-eyed truth, not the brochure. Let's start at the top with the line I recommend more than any other, Holland America. If you want one safe answer, that's it, and I'll tell you the single reason that moves it above the rest for me before I tell you all the lovely ones. It is one of the few mainstream lines that staffs a real medical center with physicians and nurses around the clock, and books accessible staterooms and dietary needs through a proper process weeks before you sail. Now here's my honest opinion, and I formed it the hard way watching friends need care at sea. For our age group, that quiet competence matters more than any water slide ever could. Beyond the medicine, Holland America is classic, mid-sized, grown-up, extraordinary live music every night, enrichment that treats you like a thinking adult, a crowd that's our age and glad to be. Their loyalty club is the Mariner Society, and it rewards you gently over the years. It is not flashy, that's the point. For the widest range of seniors, it's the most reliable, most comfortable choice on the water in 2026. Let me stay with Holland America one more moment, because the why matters more than the verdict. Its ships are mid-sized on purpose, carrying somewhere between roughly 1,300 and 2,600 guests, never the 5,000 and 6,000 of the giants. So the whole vessel stays walkable and human-scaled. There's live music all over the ship after dark, and I don't mean one big production number. I mean a blues room, a string ensemble, a pianist, real musicians in intimate rooms where you can still hear the person across the table. The dining leans into a century of seagoing tradition, and it's genuinely good. And here's the detail that matters most against everything pushing seniors away elsewhere. Holland America has an app, but it's entirely optional. You are never made to live on your phone. You can hand a card to a smiling person and be looked after the old way, all week long, if that's what you prefer. They even keep their own private island in the Bahamas for a gentle beach day with the ship's comforts close at hand. And one quiet thing more. Because the ships aren't enormous and the crowd is largely our generation, the crew actually learns your name by the second day. On a floating city of 6,000, you're a wristband. Here you're the person the bar steward remembers takes his coffee black. And for those of us who've begun to feel a touch invisible out in the world, that small recognition is worth more than any water slide. Second, and this one surprises people who assume it's out of reach, Viking. Here is what Viking decided, and I respect it enormously. No children, none. No casino, no formal nights. Ships that carry around 930 guests instead of 5 or 6,000. When a line tells you plainly on its own website all the things it is not, and every one of them is a thing that wears us out, you are looking at a company that has chosen our generation on purpose. It's quiet, it's adult, it's built around the destination and the calm. It sits at the premium end, yes, but a great many seniors find the all-in math gentler than the sticker suggests, because so much is simply included. Third is Regent Seven Seas, and I'm putting it here for one group in particular, so listen closely if this is you. The truly all-inclusive lines fold nearly everything into the fare: the excursions, the drinks, the internet, the tips. But here's the thing almost nobody points out, and it matters deeply to so many of you who write to me. Regent is running well over 100 sailings in 2026 with a reduced single supplement, and more than 20 of them at 0%. Do you know what that means for a widow or a widower who assumed traveling alone meant paying double for the privilege? It means the sea just opened back up for you. I get letters about exactly this heartbreak, and I wanted to name a real 2026 answer to it, not just a platitude. Before I go on, let me hand you the method I actually use before I book anything for someone our age, because it cuts through all the marketing in about a minute. I look at 3 numbers. The first is how many passengers the ship carries. Under about 3,000, and the vessel stays kind to your body. Push past 4,000 or 5,000, and the walking, the waiting, and the crowds start making your decisions for you. The second is whether there's a real medical center with a doctor aboard and proper hours, not just a first aid box behind the desk, because past a certain age that stops being worry and starts being prudence. And the third, honestly, is the one nearly everyone forgets until they're stranded by it. How many of the ports are tender ports? That's where the ship anchors offshore and ferries you in on small boats that bob and lurch, and climbing down into one with a cane or a tender hip in choppy water ranges from nerve-wracking to simply impossible. A gorgeous-looking itinerary can quietly hide 4 tender ports you'll end up admiring from the rail. So before the price, before the pretty photographs, I ask those 3 questions. The line's own website or one honest phone call will answer all 3, and I'd urge you to make them your habit too. Now the honest middle, and I have to be even-handed here. Princess still has some of the finest itineraries in the business, Alaska above all. Decades of expertise no upstart can fake. Celebrity is genuinely lovely, modern, and polished. But Princess has drifted toward running everything through that medallion app and layering in premium tiers, and I've made a whole separate video on why some longtime loyalists are quietly walking, so I won't relitigate it here. And Celebrity, for all its polish, skews to a younger, livelier crowd than some of us want. Both are good lines. Neither is my first call for a cautious senior, and I'd be doing you no favors pretending the distinction doesn't exist. Cunard belongs in this conversation too, at the traditional end, for the senior who mourns a more formal age of travel, and I've sung its praises elsewhere, so today I'll simply tip my hat and move on. Let me give Celebrity its honest due with a fresh face though, because it just grew. In November of 2025, Celebrity launched its newest ship, the Excel, one of its big, modern, edge-class vessels, carrying well over 3,000 guests. They're genuinely handsome ships, and the signature feature, a so-called infinite veranda, where a whole wall of the cabin folds down to turn the room into open air, is clever and much loved by some. But I'll be honest that it splits our generation right down the middle. Plenty of us miss a traditional balcony with a proper rail and a door you can simply leave open, and find the folding window fiddly. So if a real separate balcony matters to you, look very closely at the cabin type before you book a Celebrity Edge class ship, because not every veranda on these is the veranda you're picturing. And now the part you probably clicked for. The lines I'd think hard about after 60 in 2026. And I want to say this cleanly, because it isn't an insult. These are wildly successful, well-run companies. They are simply not built around us, and one of them has gotten so large that the size itself becomes the problem. Royal Caribbean's newest megaships. In August of 2025, the Star of the Seas joined the Icon class, and these vessels carry something on the order of 7,600 people at capacity. Sit with that number for a moment. Here's what a ship that size actually feels like to a 70-year-old body. A walk from your cabin to the dining room that leaves you winded. A wait for an elevator that tests your patience and your bladder. A wall of noise and crowds and thrill rides and children that some of us find wonderful for a grandchild's trip and exhausting for our own. The ship is a marvel of engineering. I mean that. But a marvel you have to route march across 3 times a day is not, for many of us, a vacation. If your knees and your energy are what they were at 50, sail one and love it. If they're not, I'd choose a smaller ship every single time. Carnival next, and briefly, because you know its personality. It is the fun ship, and it earns the name. Lively, casual, casino forward, younger and family heavy, lighter on the kind of enrichment our generation tends to treasure. Nothing wrong with fun, it's just a particular flavor of it, and it's loud. And a fair word I owe Carnival, because I'm not here to sneer at anyone. Their shorter 3- and 4-night sailings are a wonderful, low-cost way to find out whether cruising suits you at all, and their crew is often the warmest afloat. It's the constant energy that wears our generation down, not the value. As for MSC, if you do sail it, look hard at its yacht club, a private ship within a ship of quiet suites, a dedicated lounge, and a calm sundeck sealed off from the family bustle. It costs more, but it turns a big, boisterous vessel into an intimate one, and for the senior who wants MSC's price and its European flair without the noise, that's the clever way to do it. MSC. I put here with a specific caveat for American seniors. On price, it can be a genuine value, and I'll talk about that in another video. But the ships are very large, very family-oriented, and more than a few U.S. cruisers our age have found the service and the English language experience uneven compared to what they're used to. Go in knowing that, and it can still work. Go in expecting Holland America, and you'll be disappointed. And Norwegian, with a change that genuinely bothers me on your behalf. Their whole Freestyle model runs on upcharges, the constant little nickel and diming that some travelers find freeing and others find exhausting to police on a fixed income. But here's the fresh 2026 sting. Forbes reported this June that Norwegian's brand new ship, the Luna, has just 73 of those wonderful solo studio cabins out of more than 1,600 rooms. The line that once led the industry on affordable solo travel is quietly cutting the very thing that made it special for people traveling alone. I don't love seeing that, and I wanted you to know before you booked expecting the Norwegian of 5 years ago. Now, one honest word before I give you the summary, because I promised you clear-eyed and I meant it. You will find charts online claiming the exact average age on every one of these lines. Viking is 70, this one's 55, and so on. I'm not going to quote those to you as fact because not a single cruise line actually publishes that number. Those figures come from affiliate websites guessing, and I'd rather tell you honestly that I don't know the precise average than hand you a tidy number that somebody invented for clicks. What I've given you instead is the personality and the design of each line, which is the thing that actually determines whether you'll be comfortable, and that I can speak to. Now let me make this personal, because the best line simply isn't the same for all of us, and I'd far rather match you than preach at you. If your body is what's steering the decision, a bad knee, a heart you keep a careful eye on, a scooter, go straight to Holland America or Viking, mid-sized, medical care aboard, accessible cabins booked early, and a pace that won't punish you. If it's your budget doing the steering, I've a whole separate video on cruising cheaper, but within these lines, Princess and MSC give you the most ship for the least money when you sail them wisely. And if you travel solo now, as so many of us do, let Regent's reduced single supplement or a waived supplement sailing on another line make the choice for you, because that one factor alone can double or halve the entire cost of your trip. Match the line to the life you're actually living today, not the one in the brochure. And one last honest word, so you never hear cruelty where there is none. Even the ships at the very bottom of my senior list are somebody's perfect holiday. Put an 8-year-old grandchild on the biggest, loudest mega ship afloat, and you will watch pure heaven unfold for a week. Worst for seniors has never once meant bad. It means built for someone who isn't us, and the whole quiet secret of a happy cruise after 60 is simply knowing which kind you're stepping onto before you step. So here's your ranking. Clean. And this is your moment for a photo. For the best senior experience in 2026, Holland America first, for the medical care and the classic comfort. Viking second, for a genuinely adult, kid-free, casino-free ship. Regent third, especially if you sail solo and that single supplement has been keeping you home. A good itinerary-rich middle in Princess, Celebrity, and Cunard, each with a caveat. And the ones to weigh carefully after 60, Royal Caribbean's giant new megaships for the sheer size, Carnival for the party energy, MSC for the uneven U.S. experience, and Norwegian for the upcharges and the shrinking solo cabins. You know, so many of you write asking me to just tell you plainly which line fits the way you like to travel, because the choice has never felt more confusing than it does now. I gathered the honest, senior-by-senior comparison into one place, the Insider's Playbook inside the Senior Cruise Companion Collection, along with the full planner. It's the written version of everything we just worked through, the whole ranking in your hands. The link's in the description, and there's a code on your screen for those of you watching on the television. It's there if it helps, and only if you want it. But here's the heart of it. Don't book the ship that won an award. Book the ship that fits the person you are today, with the needs you have today and the pace you actually enjoy. The right line for you is not the one with the loudest advertisement. It's the one where, 3 days in, you realize you haven't felt tired or rushed or in anyone's way once. That line exists for you. Now you know where to look. I'm Margaret, your cruise companion. Sail the ship that suits you, and I'll see you on the next one.